Good evening to all. Welcome to Exam Tips 99 YouTube channel. இந்த வீடியோ பிடிச்சிருந்தா லைக் பண்ணுங்க, ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க, சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணுங்க. 1000 क्वेश्चन ஆல்ரெடி பார்த்தாச்சு. ஜெனரல் நாலேஜ்ல பிசிக்ஸ், கெமிஸ்ட்ரி, பாட்னி, சுவாலஜி, ஜியோகிராஃபி, பயாலஜி, ஹிஸ்டரி, பாலிட்டி, எக்கனாமிக் क्वेश्चंस எல்லா क्वेश्चनும் எடுத்துர்க்கேன். எல்லா எக்ஸாமுக்கு யூஸ்ஃபுல்லா இருக்கும், கண்டிப்பா யூஸ்ஃபுல்லா இருக்கும். நோட் பண்ணிக்கங்க. இப்போ நெக்ஸ்ட் 1000 பார்க்க போறோம். நெக்ஸ்ட் 1000 क्वेश्चन பார்க்க போறோம். ஆல்ரெடி 1000 क्वेश्चन பார்த்தாச்சு. நோட் பண்ணிக்கங்க. ஹிஸ்டரி, ஜியோகிராஃபிலாம் பார்த்தாச்சு. பாலிட்டி பார்த்தாச்சு. இப்போ ஃபிசிக்ஸ் பார்க்க போகிறோம். கண்டிப்பாக யூஸ்ஃபுல்லாக இருக்கும். எக்ஸாம் டிப்ஸ் 99 சேனலை சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணால் தான் நான் போகிற எல்லா வீடியோ உங்களுக்கு காமிக்கும். சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணிட்டு ஆல்னு கிளிக் பண்ணினா தான் எல்லா வீடியோ உங்களுக்கு காமிக்கும். எஸ்எஸ்சி, யூபிஎஸ்சி, டிஎன்பிஎஸ்சி, ரயில்வே ரெக்ரூட்மெண்ட் போர்டு, பேங்க் எக்ஸாம், என்டிபிசி எல்லா எக்ஸாமும் கண்டிப்பாக யூஸ்ஃபுல்லாக இருக்கும். ஃபிசிக்ஸ் பாருங்கள், அதுலேயும் ஒரு கண்டிப்பா ஒரு 200-300 क्वेश्चन இருக்கும். நோட் பண்ணிக்கங்க.
Physics. Sister question answer 1. Which instrument used for finding out wind direction? Wind vane 2. Why is Beaufort scale used to measure wind velocity? 3. What denotes the smallest temperature? 1 degree on the Kelvin scale. 4. A temperature at which both the Fahrenheit and the centigrade scales have the same value, -40 degrees. 5. Angular separation between two colors of the spectrum depends upon which thing? Angle of deviation. 6. Total internal reflection of light is possible when light enters from which thing? Water to air. 7. What is a suitable unit for expressing electric field strength? NC 8. The unidirectional property of a p-n junction is useful for its use as which thing? Rectifier. 9. Thermal decomposition of alkanes is known as which name? Cracking. 10. Which energy of the electron at absolute zero is called? Fermi energy. 11. What is the wavelength of visible spectrum? 3900 to 7600. 12. We cannot see during a fog. Why? Because of scattering of light. 13. What is meant by underwriting, the term frequently used in financial sector? Undervaluation of the assets. 14. What will be if a pendulum clock be taken from the earth to a revolving artificial satellite? It will stop altogether. 15. Which physical quantities have the same dimensions? Momentum and impulse. 16. What is the situation with increasing unemployment and inflation termed? Stagflation. 17. Who firstly demonstrated experimentally the existence of electromagnetic wave? Hertz. 18. Heating pyrites in air to remove sulfur is known as which name? Roasting. 19. By which impact is nuclear fission is caused? Neutron. 20. Comets revolve around which body? Sun. 21. Which layer of the earth is believed to have the heaviest mineral materials of highest density? Central core. 22. When milk is churned, how does the cream separate from it? Due to the centrifugal force. 23. Sound travels faster in which thing? Iron than in air. 24. Which reflects back more sunlight as compared to other 3? Land covered with fresh snow. 25. What minimum number of non-zero non-collinear vectors is required to produce a zero vector? 3. 26. Which mirror is to be used to obtain a parallel beam of light from a small lamp? Concave mirror. 27. If the temperature of a semiconductor rises, what is its resistivity? Decrease 28. Mho is the unit of which unit? Specific resistance 29. In which type of climate does the temperature never rise above 10 degrees Celsius throughout the year? Tundra climate. 30. What is the product of the time period of a wave and its frequency? Unity. Remove watermark 1 share PDF element. General studies. Physics. Sister question answer 1. What is the name of the scientist who stated that matter can be converted into energy? Einstein. To Einstein's mass-energy relation is given by which expression? E is equal to mc23. What type of farming is practiced in the densely populated regions of the world? Intensive farming. 4. By which fission does leishmania, the causative agent of Kala-Azar, multiply asexually? By binary fission. 5. The filament of an electric bulb is made of which metal? Tungsten. 6. If the temperature inside a room is increased, what will be the relative humidity? Decrease. 7. Which proper order of seismic waves as they are received at seismograph station? P wave, S wave, L wave. 8. What is the relative permeability of a paramagnetic material? Greater than unity. 9. On planet Earth, where is no centrifugal force? At the poles. 10. By whom was electron first identified? J. Thomson. 11. How must be the lines of force of a uniform magnetic field? Parallel to each other. 12. When a ray of light is going from one medium to another, how is its frequency changes? Frequency remains same. 13. Heat given to an ideal gas under isothermal conditions is used in which work? In doing external work. 14. When will a hot body radiate maximum energy? If its surface is black and rough. 15. A far-sighted person has a near point at 100 centimeters. What must be the power of the correcting lens? Plus 3.0 D. 16. How many images can a man see if he stands between two plane mirrors inclined at an angle of 60 degrees? 5. 17. Which rays can pass through 20 centimeters thickness of steel? A rays. 18. Mesons are found in which rays? Cosmic rays. 19. Why can insects move on the surface of water without sinking? Due to surface tension of water. 20. According to Dalton's atomic theory, which is the smallest particle which can exist independently? An atom. 21. Who firstly predicated the existence of electromagnetic waves? Maxwell. 22. The intensity of a magnetic field is defined as the force experienced by which pole? Unit. North Pole. 23. In which process a nucleus spontaneously breaks down by emitting radiation? Radioactive decay. 24. Fluorescent tubes are fitted with a choke. What does the choke coil? Reduces current in the circuit. 25. For television broadcasting, what frequency is employed normally? 3300 MHz. 26. Which effect shows particle nature of light? Photoelectric effect. 27. Activated charcoal is employed to remove coloring matter from pure substance. It work. Adsorption. 28 optic fibers are mainly used for which purpose? Communication. 29. Which rays are most penetrating? Gamma rays. 30. Which common devices works on the basis of the principle of mutual induction? Transformer. Remove watermark Wondershare PDF element. General Studies. Physics. Sister question answer 1. Which is the process in which no heat enters or leaves? Adiabatic. 2. By which permeability is a superconductor characterized? Zero permeability. 3. How is the speed of light with the rise in the temperature of the medium? Remains unaltered. 4. Pitch of the voice of women generally higher than that of men. 5. When do all the magnetic materials lose their magnetic properties? Strongly heated. 6. A hollow sphere of copper is positively charged, then what will the electric field be inside the sphere? 0. 7. In our houses we get 220 VAC. What does the value 220 represent? Effective voltage. 8. A small weight is put on the pressure cooker. It increases the pressure of the steam. Why? Area of contact is small. 9. How can one distinguish a telescope from a microscope? By observing size of the lens. 10. Which type of sound is produced by a bat? Ultrasonic. 11. Why does happen short-sightedness? Due to elongation of eyeballs. 12. The quality of sound produced by an instrument depends on the which thing? Number of overtones. 13. What is the order of magnitude of electric resistance of the human body? Dry. 106 ohm. 14. In electric supply lines in India, which parameter is kept constant? Frequency 50 Hz. 15. The wavelength of X-rays is of the order of how many angstrom? 1 angstrom, 1 a 0, 16. At the time of short circuit, what will be the current in the circuit? Increases heavily. 17. Radioactive disintegration of uranium ultimately results in which formation? Lead. 18. Hydraulic brakes and hydraulic lift are devices. Why are fluids used in them? For transmitting pressure. 19. If a pendulum is allowed to oscillate into jar containing water, what will its time period increase? 20. Instrument used to store the electric charge is known by which name? Capacitor. 21. What does every object at a temperature above absolute zero radiates energy? 22. The value of which quantity remains same in all system of units? Specific gravity. 23. A floating body always displaces liquid equal to its which thing? Weight. 24. When viewed in white light, why do soap bubbles show colors? Because of interference. 25. Parsec is the unit of measurement of which distance? Astronomical distance. 26. The light coming from stars gives the idea of their which quality? Temperature. 27. What is a strong argument for the particle nature of cathode rays? They are cast shadow. 28. Which industry produces the most non-biodegradable wastes? Thermal power plants. 29. What is the number of electrons in an atom of atomic number Z and mass number A? Z. 30 which was the lowest unit of Chola administration. Value. Remove watermark 1 share PDF element. 139. General Studies. Physics. Sister question answer 1. When does superconductivity result? When matter is cooled to very low temperature. 2. When the temperature increases, what does the angle of contact of a liquid decreases? 3. Which variety of glass is heat resistant? Pyrex glass. 4. Why does the velocity of raindrop attain constant value? Viscous force exerted by air. 5. If there were no atmosphere, what will be the length of the day on the earth? Decrease. 6. The focal length of a convex lens is 50 centimeters. What is its power? Plus 2d7. Which field is used to produce deflection in a television picture tube? A magnetic field. 8. If the kinetic energy of a body is increased by 300%, how much will its momentum increase? 100%. 9. What does a permanent magnet repel? Dimagnettic substances only. 10. If the price of an inferior good falls, what about its demand? Remains constant. 11. A fan produces a feeling of comfort during hot weather. Why? Our perspiration evaporates rapidly. 12. Why is the gas thermometer is more sensitive than the liquid thermometer? Expand more than liquids. 13. Which is the correct device for the detection of thermal radiation? Thermopile. 14. The pressure at the bottom of a liquid tank does not depend on which area? Area of the liquid surface. 15. With the rise of temperature, what will be the surface tension of a liquid? Decreases. 16. Total internal reflection can take place when light travels from which thing? Diamond to glass. 17. The refractive index of a given piece of transparent quartz is greatest for which light? Violet light. 18. Long distance shortwave radio broadcasting uses which waves? Ionospheric wave. 19. Recoil of a gun is an example of which thing? Conservation of linear momentum. 20. The tendency of liquid drop to contract, and why does it occupy minimum area? Due to surface tension. 21. When water is heated from 0 degrees C to 20 degrees C, how does its volume change? It shall increase. 22. Folding is the result of which force? Aerogenetic force. 23. With which can radio wave of constant amplitude be generated? Oscillator. 24. What is the SI unit of Young's modulus of elasticity? Newton m. 225. If temperature rises, what will be the coefficient of viscosity of liquid? Decreases. 26. To an observer on the lunar surface, during the daytime, how will the sky appear? Black. 27. What is electromagnetic radiation with maximum wavelength? Radio waves. 28. What is the unit of luminous efficiency of an electric bulb? Lumen watt. 29. What is the escape velocity of a particle of mass m varies? More 30. What is the Mendel's principles of inheritance? Sexual reproduction. Remove watermark 1 share PDF element. General Studies. Physics. Sister question answer 1. Foucault experiment is proof of which body? Rotation of Earth 2. In which the radiant energy of the Sun is transmitted. Short waves 3. When can one record the lowest temperature of air? Just before sunrise 4. What happens when the water content in the atmosphere decreases as temperature increases 5. What does the rusting of iron nail increases its weight 6. When light passes from air into glass it experiences change in which things? Wavelength and speed 7. Which types of light are strongly absorbed by plants? Blue and red 8. When two bodies stick together after the collision, what this is said? Completely inelastic 9. What is the quantity that remains unchanged in a transformer? Frequency 10. Why is in a high-tale station the motion produced in turbines? Due to the flow of water 11. Which is useful in the detection of landmines? Wasp 12. Which instrument used to measure the force and velocity of the wind? Anemometer. 13. What is most suitable for the core of an electromagnet? Soft iron. 14. A convex mirror makes a good rear view mirror for a car. Why? It forms erect, reduced images 15. For the measurement of temperature of the order of 400 degrees Celsius, what will we prefer? Thermocouple. 16. If the current in the core decreases, what will the strength of the magnetic field be? Decreases. 17. What is the commonly used unit for measuring the speed of data transmission? Bits per second 18. The change in temperature of a body is 50 degrees Celsius. What is the change on Kelvin scale? 50 K. 19. What is the amount of actual water vapor of air? Absolute humidity 20. How is missile, Astra? A air-to-air missile 21. What is electric field intensity at a point a hollow charged spherical conductor? Is 0.22. With which instrument can a sailor in a submarine see the objects on the surface of sea? Periscope. 23. At absolute zero temperature, what will be the kinetic energy of the molecules? 0.24. Which is the instrument that measures air pressure? Barometer 25. By whom was the quantum theory first enunciated? By Max Planck 26. If a proton of mass m is moving with velocity of light, how will its mass? Unchanged 27. A hydrogen atom is paramagnetic. What is a hydrogen molecule? Dimagnetic 28. Which type of rainfall is often accompanied with lightning and thunder? Convectional 29. What is the approximate velocity of light per second? 3 times 108 m30. Why are clear nights cooler than cloudy nights? Because of radiation. Remove watermark 1 share PDF element. General Studies. Physics. Sister question answer 1. What is the growth movement in plant due to light called? Photo. Phototropism 2. Which Indian missile is capable of carrying nuclear weapons? Prithvi 3. Which scientists has established the phylum Annelida? Lamarck 4. Why are clear nights colder than cloudy nights? Because of radiation. 5. Which was India's first ever tactical missile? Agni 6. If a proton of mass m is moving with the velocity of light, what will its mass be? Infinite. 7. Which is the example of ideal black body? A pinhole box. 8. Which laser type is used in a laser printer? Dye laser. 9. How much is 1 barrel of oil approximately equal to? 159 liters. 10. What is the energy of the winds and the waves? Kinetic. 11. On which principle does rocket work? Conservation of momentum. 12. If the mass of the pendulum is doubled, what will its the time period? Remains same. 13. Wireless communication is reflected back to the Earth's surface by the which zone? Ionosphere. 14. Which are waves moving from a sitar to a listener in air? Longitudinal progressive. 15. By whom are the planets are kept in motion in their respective orbits? Gravitation and centrifugal force. 16. The hydraulic brakes used in automobiles is a direct application of which law? Pascal's law. 17. In which transmission are sound and video signals transmitted simultaneously? TV transmission. 18. Why is used as coolant in the radiator of a car engine? Because it has high specific heat. 19. In India, who was the first to put forward the theory that the earth revolves round the sun? Aryabhata. 20. A metal sheet with circular hole is heated. What change will be in the hole? It will expand. 21. By inserting a soft iron piece into solenoid, what does the strength of the magnetic field increase? 22. How is the electric potential at the center of a charged conductor? Same as on the surface. 23. Who invented the laser? Charles H. Townes. 24. Which alloys is used for making magnets? Alnico. 25. 1 calorie is the heat required to raise the temperature of 1 g of water by how many degrees? 1 degree Celsius. 26. What is the mode of transmission of heat in which heat carried by a moving particles? Convection. 27. Which electromagnetic radiation is most prevalent in the atmosphere? Infrared. 28. Which scientist shared the Nobel Prize in Physics with his son? William Henry Bragg. 29. The sun is visible a little before the actual sunrise because of which reaction? Atmospheric refraction. 30. In nuclear fission, how many percentage of mass is converted into energy? 0.10%. Remove watermark 1 PDF element. General Studies. Physics. Sister question answer 1. Which
thank you to all. இந்த வீடியோ பிடிச்சதை லைக் பண்ணுங்க,